Now notice what it says. Next verse. We only looked at 2 words. Next one. Notice what it's, depart from evil. Next phrase is, and do good. Now, critical thing, goes together. Goes together. Because the only way to move away from evil, as we saw, is to move to good. And the more you're involved in doing good in God and in His goodness, the less you're going to be involved in that. You have a problem with bad thoughts, impure thoughts. The answer is not trying to not think bad thoughts. It's very hard to not think bad thoughts. I don't want to think about, well, then you just thought about it. But the way to do it is to get your mind on the things of God. What does it say? Whatever is good, we actually talked about your thought life, how to have a healthy thought life. Whatever is good, let your mind dwell on these things. And the peace of God is going to do it. So there's the principle of replacing things. When you're being tempted, that's the time to not only just try not to be tempted, but turn your attention to something good in God. Turn your attention to rejoicing in the good thing, the blessings of God. Turn away from evil, you got to turn to good. And not that you're perfect, and not that people are going to be perfect in ministry, we know that. But to the degree that you are dwelling on evil, you're not going to be able to be much good for God and dwelling on God. The more you are dwelling, the less you're going to be able to do that. How are you going to be a minister of the good news? Yes, we're aware of what's in the world. Yes, we address it, but our heart and mind has to be focused on the things of God. Abraham had to leave the city of Ur and leave the gods of his fathers. Gideon had to smash the altar in order to serve God. Isaiah had to get cleansed of his sin in order to fulfill his calling. Matthew, the tax gatherer, had to leave his tax gatherer or leave the station to follow God. Paul had to leave his anger and his sinful way. So to follow Messiah, you do have to leave something. You cannot be a disciple if you haven't left something. You know, remember Peter said, we've left everything to follow you. He said, yes, and you're getting far more than that. You know, because it can stop you if you never break free of the old. Jonah had to break free. He said, okay, that's over. And that's the double hurt of sin. One is what it does to you. But the second part is what it keeps you from. In other words, while you're sinning, you could have been doing something else, and that would have helped your call. It would have helped your life.